Well, my name is Colin. I am from San Carlos, California, which is by San Francisco. I'm a structural engineer. I specialize in earthquake resistant design buildings. My story really started in about 2021 during COVID. We inherited some cars. They ran well, looked terribly. I've always been a person that does things, so I ended up painting them. Set up a booth in the house with ventilation and a respirator, but it wasn't good enough. I went from this peak, really performance of running, biking, swimming, great shape for my age, to an absolute free fall of medical symptoms from the painting and the poison. Symptoms were vast. They neurologic symptoms. I had light sensitivity. I had sound sensitivity. I had tremors. I had issues with my skin where my skin was so thin that my dermatologist told me I was like a 99-year-old person. They hadn't seen skin so thin. I was bleeding all the time. I had stomach issues. I got neuropathy. I had some arrhythmia issues. I mean, it just went on and on. So it was an absolute free fall. I can kind of go through every part of my body, and I had medical issues. But the worst being really the neurologic issues. I couldn't work for a year and a half. I spent a year and a half sort of visiting doctors, trying to figure out what I could do, right? And finally, I went to UCSF and had a doctor there that was a toxicologist specialist. Took a long time to get in. He basically said, yes, you had a chemical concussion. And certainly, if you were younger, we'd expect a fuller recovery. But at that point, it just was really uncertain. So after about a year and a half, I could not work. I had many of the same symptoms, looking up as MS, some Parkinson's symptoms, just so many symptoms. Lyme, I had pretty much every symptom there. I had a friend of mine that was an aerospace engineer. He was working with some doctors in San Diego. These doctors had finished phase 1 and phase 2 trials with mesenchymal stem cells, and he said that you can give it a shot. And I did try that, and immediately I had some benefit. I subsequently went down to a clinic in Puerto Vallarta, which was great, and had even increased benefits from it. I had suddenly my visual snow started going away. I wasn't getting dizzy, getting up and down as much. Circulation improved. It was just a miracle thing, and I was back at work. And I was feeling pretty good. I did some more research, and I had been talking to STEM Health before I went to the other clinic, and I was sort of 50-50. And I decided to come to STEM Health here in Guadalajara. I figured I would come directly to the source of where they had a lab on site where they made stem cells. It was really a clinic type situation. I've been completely impressed. After my first visit here last year, about in October, with stem cells and exosomes, I made this even more dramatic recovery. It was amazing. All of my closest friends, my colleagues from work, they were all amazed. And even for myself. And I have to even remember back to those terrible times with all those symptoms. But it's been truly a miracle for me. And so, I've asked some of my doctors and some other friends, what can I do? And they basically said, just spread the word, right? Because this is for me, it was real. I think about it as sort of really supercharging your body to heal, like you were when you were very young. And at my age, I'm 60 now. That healing process was not occurring in my body. And it has, and I've come so far. And I'm hoping it's kind of my last visit, right, to come back, because I've recovered just about where I was, and in some ways, I'm actually better than I was. My skin is better. In some methods, my lung capacity I feel is improved. Swimming, I do a lot of swimming, back to biking, things like that. So I think that's improved that as well. I'm certain it has. Circulation is improved. It's completely whole body. My lifestyle changed dramatically. So after treatment, I actually lost 25 pounds when I first got it. It was, the doctors couldn't believe it, but I think it was my body sort of shedding everything. After the treatment, gained a lot of weight when I started feeling better, because I went out and I had dinners again. I went out in public. I was able to go to stores. I was able to have some wine and enjoy, things like that. So I did that, but it actually enabled me to go back and exercise again. right? I used to feel like I was in this slow motion ape movie. I lost my peripheral vision as well, a lot of it. It was so difficult, to even go to a gym or work out, certainly the light sensitivity. Um, and, you know, it's almost completely back to normal. So what I've changed, yes, maybe I do a little less drinking, all things in moderation, but that's what my parents always taught me. So yes, this is actually my fourth treatment now with stem cells. Hopefully my last. But I would certainly highly recommend this clinic. I really believe I've seen the lab, the people, uh, very sincere. People here are very honest. They give you the real answers. They have a complete medical checklist. People are afraid to come down to Mexico, and I understand that. But for me, the experience has been in the other clinic, and this clinic here has been exceptional. Right? It's care you can't get in the U.S. unfortunately now. Medical team here seems great. Of course, maybe I get VIP treatment. I don't know, but like I have 3 doctors with me. It's been fantastic. They're very they seem very professional. I've been to, I think I have 20 or 30 doctors in the San Francisco Bay Area, and they're all great, right? But I think that the expertise here, especially with the stem cells and what I'm doing, it's fantastic. So I feel very, very safe and very good. I would 100% recommend it, and certainly this clinic. I've done a lot of research, a lot of clinics. I feel this is the clinic, certainly for me, my friends.